What is up, guys? Mcdoubles back in with a brand new video. Today, I'm just going to play on a character on Ascension, a brand new one. We're going to go from 1 to 60, just have some fun with it, observe what's been going on since I left Ascension a couple months ago to try some other servers and talk about, again, League 4 and all that jazz, what's coming, and a whole just like extravaganza video, I guess. Hope you guys enjoy, and let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so back on Project Ascension, and let me just say it feels really good. After playing nothing but Vanilla Plus for the last 2-ish months, and a little bit of other games as well, I gotta say, coming back to my tried and true, well, it was definitely a long time coming, I'll just say that. It really genuinely feels good, but the problem is, of course, we're at the end of an expansion right now, so I thought to myself, I've gotta catch up, and I've gotta catch up fast. And catch up is basically what I did. So I ended up playing a spec called Blood and Guts, and I wanted to start off this journey by creating a brand new character, and that's what you're seeing right now, where I level from 1 to 60, and I ask myself, can I gear up and catch up and actually play with everybody despite not playing for 2 months from scratch, remember, or is it going to be impossible, and is this not even worth it? So I leveled up to 60, and I was going for a Blood and Guts build, which is going to be a build that utilizes abilities like Eviscerate and Mutilate and Execute, and it kind of ties it all together into a semi-easy rotation that actually does decent single target DPS. It used to be very popular a few months ago. It's fallen out of favor for different builds now, but it was still interesting, and it was melee, and I'm a big melee player when it comes to Project Ascension. So I did end up getting to 60, and my goal was to get into a Naxxramas raid. That was the ultimate goal, because if I got into Naxxramas, I knew that I could do 2 things. Number 1, roll on gear and probably win it from my tier set bonuses and tier set pieces in general. But 2, potentially buy a couple pieces of gear with my old money from when I used to play the game, and get it from people who don't really care too much about the gear, but they care more about the gold. And I was able to do both. But before I did any of that, I went through the normal M+ grind, because I started off at level 60 with literally no gear, and so the first thing I did was try to get into some heroic dungeons. I ran multiple heroics until I was able to get a full set of PvE gear, and surprisingly enough, or perhaps not so, it was actually relatively easy to catch up and get to that level where you could start doing like a Mythic 1 to a Mythic 10 key consistently, and 3-chested. Part of this is because the majority of people you find to bring into your party are going to be doing so much more DPS with their 75+ item level gear that they're going to be carrying you. But as you can see, I'm not like lagging behind either. I'm able to do decent enough DPS, and I was having a lot of fun. I would say it took me probably 8-ish hours to get to a point where I felt like I was ready to get into my very first raid. And so get into my very first raid is exactly what I did. So I started off with a BWL. I went through that entire raid. I got nothing of value. It was a huge big F. It definitely made me sad. However, I was then able to find my way into a Pug Naxxramas, and I won't even lie to you guys right now. They said they wanted a 72 item level or something like that. I said I had 72, I was at like 67.8. Not only did nobody notice, but I also was not in last place DPS on any of the boss fights, and so in that regard, I pulled my weight. Now, to be fair, Naxxramas is a pretty freaking easy raid. I know that kind of sounds weird to some people who are really into normal vanilla, but it's a really easy raid, and the only real difficult part about it is the KT fight itself, I would say. And as I'm sure you were suspecting based on me saying that, we were not actually able to beat KT with our Pug raid that one night, but I was not upset about it, because I was actually able to nail, if you can believe it, 7 of the 8 pieces for my very first T3 set of Season 8, which is kind of nutty. It cost me about 600 G or something like that on top of just winning a bunch of stuff myself. The only piece I didn't get was my chest piece. Now, I do want to point out one other thing while doing my M+, is that if you look right here, you can get these brand new versions of dungeon doing quests. There it is, dungeon diving, right? So now you don't actually have a specific dungeon you have to do. Like, let's say it'll say you have to do Dire Mall East. Instead, you just get a quest that says you could do any dungeon of that difficulty. So I was able to do these, and the callboard caches that you get from these ended up giving me crazy good gear. One of the pieces, for example, would be this Ring of Trinity Force, and that's pretty solid to get from a cache, especially when you're brand new on your character and you just started gearing. So as you can see, I'll just go ahead and hover over everything. I got 7 pieces of Dreadborn. I've got this Imperial Jewel +4 that I earned myself, a +4 Phantasmal Cloak. I ended up getting a Plated Abomination Ribcage. Nobody rolled on this. Everybody wants tier pieces, but as I said, I did not get the chest, so an 82 item level, solid hit rating, crit rating type of chest. That's really good. I was able to get all the Dreadborn stuff with the bracers outside of the chest, as I said, with the gauntlets, with the waist guard, and the leggings, and the sabatons. I then got the Ring of the Trinity Force, as I said. I got a +4 Band of Vigor. I got a heroic, I still have a heroic, counterattack lodestone trinket, and I also got a Scrolls of Blinding Light, which, by the way, this also, I believe, came from a cache as well, if I recall. And this is really interesting now, because with the new changes they made, upgrade with Chapter 2 where everything scales off everything, I think the spell power is actually helping me right now, not just the attack power, but at the bare minimum, it's extra AoE damage as well with the on-use effect, so I like that. For my weapons, I've got a +4 Carapace Spine Crossbow, I got a Drake Talon Cleaver, so I did get that from BWL. I think it might have come from one of those free caches you get on each boss, though. I don't know if I rolled on that, but this is kind of meh. It's only item level 70. The real prize is what I got from Naxxramas. I was able to get this despite the fact that I wasn't using a 2H by just asking the guy that greeted on it and won it if I could buy it from him for like 50G, I believe it was, and that is Severance, okay? So I have item level 82 Severance, 43 strength, 16 armor pen, and I think I want to make a new build today with this axe. So this is a really big deal to me, guys. I want to go for a brand new build in this video, despite the fact that I just got done playing for something like 30 hours with Blood and Guts, catching up, getting new gear, earning it myself in M+, and raiding and stuff like that. And even though this was a very quick recap, what I can say is that you can easily get into Project Ascension right now and get good gear. I mean, so freaking easy, because if I can do it on Blood and Guts, not doing the best DPS, but doing okay DPS, you can do it too. They have so many catch-up mechanics right now that I think it's a really good time to just play until the new league comes out, get acclimated to the game, enjoy it a bit, and I want to check out every aspect of the game I can, and I'm really excited to do that. Now, I've got one more thing to show you that happened to me while I was doing my M+ stuff, and then we're going to jump into a brand new run, and we're going to be picking up an oldie but a goodie legendary enchant, something I've made quite a few videos for, and people loved it, and I loved it, so I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So, yeah, let's keep going, guys. This is going to be sick. So, if you guys want honesty right now, I'm still on the grind. I didn't expect to actually be recording and talking to you guys for like, I don't know, maybe even 10 more item levels, you know what I mean? But I just went through a Mythic Skolo. I've just began my Mythic journey. I just got DARKMASTER.
What? What?
You're sweating. Relax. Take a deep breath.
For the first time in the entire season. You have to understand how crazy this is. If you don't know the context, everybody has wanted me to play that legendary enchant, and I simply was honest. Despite all of my grinding previously earlier in the season, I never got it, and you know what? I just couldn't be bothered to do the Scholomance key quest, especially when I took my hiatus. I didn't want to come back. I didn't really care for about 2.5 months, as I'm sure I've told you guys. So the fact that I've won it, to me, that's a sign. To me, that's like the greater powers of the universe saying, Mcdoubles, you need to play Ascension again, especially before the biggie stuff happens that I can't talk about, and you just need to have some fun. And you know what? I'm already really loving this character, like genuinely loving it, but now I know exactly what build I'm making next, and it's gonna be DARKMASTER, I'll tell you that much. So I hope you guys are ready, dude. Wow. Okay, so you guys saw my journey, and you know what? I just want to go back to an oldie but a goodie, and because I got Severance and also a Drake Talon Cleaver from the raids I did, obviously the Severance being the big one, right? The big push for me. I want to play TG Muti. That's Titan's Grip and Mutilate. And of course, we're doing it on a fresh character, so all the progression you guys saw was over the course of a couple days, and it just kind of shows how easy it is to get back into the game right now on Ascension WoW. Because we're at the end of an expansion, it's just really, really easy to catch up. When it comes to like getting into a Naxx pug or something like that, the way that I did to get some gear, it's so easy. Like, they don't care what you've got. As long as you're doing like, I don't know, enough DPS to not be below the tank, not only will they not notice you, but it's so easy that the only thing you have to worry about really wiping on is KT himself. And then at the end of the day, you end up with a 7-piece set the way that I did. So, I mean, it's so easy to get back into the game, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Death Wish, Titan's Grip, Bloodbath, and Rockbiter, because Bloodbath has actually changed a bit since the initial iteration we saw like 6 months ago. You actually can't use Bloodbath with Sweeping Strikes or Blade Flurry, so it's a form of AoE as far as the game is concerned. From what I can see and by perusing other people's builds, everybody is using Bloodbath now if they can. The only thing I can't get my hands on is Hunger for Blood, and so once again gate kept by the RNG of the cards, but for my lucky cards, True Shot Aura, Aspect of the Beast, so that's going to be what, 10% more attack power, Berserker Stance, that would be a really big deal, 3% crit, Whirlwind Bloodthirst, part of the build, right, and Skull Banner, because why not, right, 20% more crit. All I'm going to have to do now is get to max level, slap on my gear, get those random enchants ready. I should own all of them already, because I love this build to begin with, as you guys know. Slap on the axe spec, and yeah, we should start dominating. Okay, so I just realized I forgot to roll my starting spells. I went with Stance Mastery. I saw that recommended on one of the guides. That's a really good idea. We can try to guarantee that Berserker Stance. We've done that before in the past as well. I went for Shout Mastery just to real quick get the Battle Shout. I'm looking for Charge now. And besides Charge, the next most important one is going to be the Blood Rage. After that, we're going to be good to go. Blood Rage is going to be kept up a lot. It's a really big part. There we go. Charge, really nice. All right, come on. Blood Rage is a rare. I want to get it fast. I can't believe I've been AFKing waiting for these people to get here this entire time, and I completely forgot to roll my starting abilities. I was wondering, I was like, how come I'm already done before everybody else? Because guys, I've been sitting here for like 10, 15 minutes. All right, I got it, guys. Blood Rage has been accomplished. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're gonna be good to go to start leveling. Okay, so just so I can make sure I'm doing some damage, I did make sure I got a Malthazad's Curse and also Lesser Arcane Explosion, just to have something to spam. You could also do Fan of Knives. You could go all in on the regular Arcane Explosion. You could actually have a bunch of swaps and stuff like that. There's a lot of ways people have min-maxed this, but the goal is ultimately going to be to get to level 60 and just start doing some M+ and stuff like that and really pushing Titanic Mutilates. All right, horning all the raptors and killing them as quickly as I can. Nice. All right, there we go. First skill card, Rockbiter Weapon at level 10. I'll take that. So this must be new. I think it's very interesting, though. As you see here, it says you only gain 33% of the attack power when your primary stat is, I have to go back down here and loot these, but intellect or spirit. I wonder why they had to change that, you know? And then we commit suicide. SS Resurrection Power Word Shield early on. Pretty much not too good for me. I'm going to go for a res. It never hurts to have a res. Aspect of the Monkey, Distracting Shot, Dampen Magic. It's pretty much garbage too, right? So Distracting Shot, I guess. Okay, what else do we got? Sinister Strike, Rebuke, Fireball. I'll take the Rebuke, but it makes me a little sad. That's because if you want a build that's going to be decent for both PvP and PvE, the Rebuke just, you know, it feels useless. However, if you look at the fine print, will not lower your chances to roll more abilities of this quality. Okay, now they're putting it right there so you can't mess it up. That's good for someone with my brain. I'll take it. Backstab, Paladin, Aura Mastery, Searing Totem. Maybe the Aura Mastery wouldn't be too bad with, like, Ret Aura. Yeah, I'll go for the Red Aura. Why not? All right, last quest that we're turning in before we queue dungeons. Ooh, a bunch of epics. Dismantle, Divine Sacrifice, Fairy Fire. I will take Dismantle. Pretty good to be able to disarm somebody that's melee in PvP. Like I said, I do want to see if we can roll a build that's viable for that because I feel like the PvE build is a given. It's guaranteed. So we are level 20 now, and we're about to start queuing for some dungeons. Only 40 more levels to go. Okay, Strength of the Earth Totem, Aim Shot, Holy Light. I'll take a heal. The Earth Totem is the same thing as Battle Shell, I believe, so Holy Light seems fine. I really got to say, I do love having the loot bot. It's just looting all the quest items for me. One thing I really like about Ascension, for me on a personal level, is all the quality of life. I really do just feel like if they lowered the leveling speed, it would be one of the most perfect games. I also feel like if we could see something other than just raw, random classless, it would be great. And let's keep in mind, I'm only talking about this because I know some big updates are coming soon, and I really, really just want it to be amazing. I mean, I'm hyped, guys. I need it so badly, it's not even funny. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Ren, Detect Traps, Healing Wave, Garbage, Garbage, Garbage. I'll go Healing Wave, I guess. That at least gives me a nature heal as opposed to me only having a holy heal, so if I get interrupted, it's a lot less bad. I'm always thinking about this from two perspectives, right? The actual PvE perspective, where we just run M+ all the time and stuff like that, because the raid scene's not that deep, I think, considering the fact that I literally pugged a Naxxramas. But also the PvP side of things, just for the sake of what if that happens. I did do a little bit of PvP on this guy when I was playing Blood and Guts, and I'll put it up on the screen right now. I was actually pretty surprised by the performance, despite the fact that I had literally no PvP gear. Now, I did have decent PvE gear, but no proper actual profession enchants on it or anything like that. And I was actually surprised that I was able to kill people. Now, some people, it was impossible. I did definitely notice that, but it didn't feel the same way that PvP felt to me 5 months ago. And I know that I worked a little bit with Tater Tots to, you know, make it to where PvP gear was easily accessible, but it looks like they've done some work on their end with PvP balance, and it's just been a lot better than what I remember so far. I don't want to speak too much out of my ass before I properly play it, but first impressions, big difference, much better. Okay, there we go. So what do we get? We get Concentration Aura, Heroic Strike, Earth Totem Mastery. Pretty much don't care. Heroic Strike, I guess. And then we've got Healing Touch, Ghost Wolf, Rebirth. I'll take the B-Res, why not? Now we can turn in these quests with my head. Deviate Hides, nice. I'll take the Deviate Hide pack, even though it doesn't really matter. So Death Wish, there we go, just got that. That's a skill card. All right, turn in the other quests, Smart Drinks. And we've got Execute, Auto Shot, Drain Soul. It's not too good. I'll take the Execute though, I guess. Okay, what do we got? Soothe Animal, Unending Breath, Wind Fury Weapon. I guess I don't need the Wind Fury, so let's just go Unending Breath, I guess. And we've also got a skill card. Oh, damn, dude. Whirlwind is probably easier to get the Berserker stance, so let's just go for the stance. Hopefully we do get that Whirlwind again, though. That would really suck. It's literally pivotal for the build. Okay, lucky card, Whirlwind. There we go. Immediately got it. So it paid off. And we have a bonus card swap. Do we want the Hammer of Justice? I do, actually. I could take it over Dismantle. Honestly, I really do prefer the stun and maybe a slow over the niche disarm, even though it is super powerful when it happens. I'm going to go for the stun. Hammer of Justice just makes me happy. It's so simple, but still so good. And it can't miss, apparently. I think that change happened like 3 or 4 months ago. Oh god, Old Demon, okay. But we just have to kill Ironara, so it's actually a lot quicker than you would think. They also recently broke up Skullomance into 2 parts as well, which I've really enjoyed at max level. Okay, there we go. Steady Shot, Travel Form, Wrath. Damn, okay. Travel Form is probably not too bad, actually. I'm just gonna pick it. Like I said, if we do end up with a PvP viable build, Travel Form might actually be pretty good. One of the big problems as a melee, and it's always been this way, really, is that range really just have way too many tools. Now, I'm pretty sure you could min-max it to where you're you're like really well off as a melee, but I guess my argument is that it's easier for a range, right? So a lot of the times a melee goes into a BG and they just have a regular spec and they notice they can never ever catch certain people ever because it's just so easy to get the right slows and then kite right out of melee range the entire time. Charge is not good enough on its own, even though it is pretty good. So travel form on top of it should be okay. It is a lot different on Ascension, you know, it's a 10-second cooldown. It's not instant all the time, but I will say I do like that design. I think it's a lot more fair, especially for classless, but just in general as well. Okay, skill card, by the way, there's the Bloodbath. I'll take that. Now, this should be pretty good because I think the strategy is simply to use this, and then when I use my Whirlwind, it makes everybody bleed for a massive amount of damage, and it slows people, by the way. So, even if I don't end up getting a hamstring, for example, this is not a super powerful slow, but it is a slow that could be used in PvP. Okay, let me go ahead and use this. Okay, that's level 45, and we've got, there we go, Bloodthirst. Nice, nailing everything with this run, guys. Okay, there we go, Aspect of the Beast, lucky carded, I'll take that. Getting real lucky with the lucky cards, which I guess is a good thing. I only need Skull Banner and True Shot Aura, and I get literally everything. And if we get that Hunger for Blood pickup, that'd be really nice as well, but that's gonna be a long shot, you know? So the question now becomes, do I want Demonic Leap? And I actually think I do, so let's actually go for that. All right, I'll take it. So it's a double leap, basically. We have a card swap as well. I don't think I want any of that over what I've got, so... Okay, now we've got Charge, Demonic Leap, Hammer of Justice, and we have a PvE interrupt, so this is good. It's not bad. I'll take that. All right, what do we got? What do we got? We've got Defensive Stance, no thank you. Greater Heal, meh, and Mind Soothe. Is Greater Heal better than Holy Light? We can test it out if we have to. Smoke Bomb, Alter Time, Burning Rush. Would I want any of that over Travel Form, for example? Probably not if I'm thinking about PvP. The fact of the matter is, Demonic Leap, Charge, Travel Form, that's actually a decent amount of mobility. Okay, Vampiric Touch, Pyroblast, Drain Soul. Man, that's bad. So talented abilities no longer take a talent point away from you anymore, as far as I'm aware. But it's not actually the worst thing in the world if I have to pick any of these and not pick the Drain Soul to avoid having a demon come up in my draft. I'll go for the Vampiric Touch and pray I'm right. All right, 58. Garbage. I'll take Rejuvenation, I guess. And there you go. That is level 60, guys. And we get the Titan's Grip guaranteed. So we can actually start playing the game. Let's do it. Okay, so we're level 60, and honestly, the Mog is just looking really, really good right now. I know I have this weird beanie. I don't really know where I got them. I think it might be season rewards or something like that. I'm not big on beanies, to be real, but I created this awesome Mog with like the blood red. I think it really like vibes. It might actually be quite a few set pieces, not genuine set pieces, but like pieces of gear that go together. I'm not really 100% sure, but I think it looks cool, so we're gonna go with it. Now, what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is do some rerolls. I have 44 more. We might get some buffs or something like that that could be good. We might get the Hunger for Blood, might get the True Shot Aura, stuff like that. And then at that point, I'm gonna theory craft a version of TG Muti with Axe spec. I'm gonna reference my old videos, I think, and then make something real quick out of that. So let's go ahead and make it happen.
Later that same evening.
Guys, I just got Hunger for Blood offered to me, and this would actually mean, I'm pretty sure at least, that I'd have a perfect build. Can I actually get it? I can. I can take it over the Water Walking or Thunderclap, but we'll do it over... Actually, yeah, Thunderclap. Forget it. I don't think I actually need that, and who knows, Water Walking could be usable. Wow, that is so big, dude. If you don't know, Hunger for Blood is just added physical damage, right? It's 10% more, which is not bad at all. I think it actually might work with the Bloodbath as well. So if we have deep wounds, that's at least, what, 10 seconds on the Hunger for Blood? I'll take that. 27 more cards to go, by the way, but as I said, I'm pretty sure we're already done. I could go for the Blind, I guess. I don't know. It sounds kind of dicey, right? I guess the question is, would I want Blind or would I want Blinding Light, Repentance, Ring of Frost, or Wyvern Sting? I think Blinding Light actually has a cast time. If it has a cast time, I don't want it. It'd be better, I guess, if I was somebody that could actually warrant the cast time, like a caster. Where's Blinding Light? Yeah, 1.5 second cast, like an AoE blind. I guess Repentance could be good. Is that a cast time? It shouldn't be, right? Now that it doesn't take a talent anymore. Oh, 1 second cast. Blind might actually be really, really good right now. Like, I don't want Ring of Frost, and Wyvern Sting would be fine. I'm actually gonna go for the Blind. I can't even take it. Like, imagine that. That's how it goes sometimes. Like, you sit there and you deliberate on what you want. Then it turns out you can't even get it. Divine Shield, Feral Spirits, or Disengage. This is a bonus card swap. Remember, always thinking about that PvP applicability in case we go down that route. Pain Suppression. That could be a third legendary. I think at the very bare minimum, that's not bad. I could take it over the Healing Wave, sure. So now I have a damage reduction cooldown. Okay, one more to go after this. Do we get anything on the final roll?
Nope.
No, but that's okay. I think we did really, really well. These are my abilities right now. We did end up getting the Wind Fury Totem for a little bit of extra haste if I want. I actually think this is a very well-rounded build, and I think it's very easy to make a well-rounded TG Muti build because the main rotation, the core, is so simple with the Bloodthirst and the Whirlwind. And we've done this before, especially in the TBC expansion way back when. Maybe even that was during the Mal'Ganis era. there. I don't know. Okay, let's make a spec. So first things first, I'm the realist, right? So we're going to go into the arms tree and go for poleaxe spec for 5% crit. I'll end up doubling down and get 8% crit by using the blue enchants. So I think I just want to type in whirlwind and go for everything that has to do with whirlwind right now. Oh my god, I just realized something crazy about why people want bloodbath. Look at this blood surge talent. Not only does it do what it always did, which is make your bloodthirst even better after using whirlwind, but now it also refreshes bloodbath on the target. Wow, dude. And what's crazy about that is theoretically, this means if I'm whirlwinding and bloodbathing, everybody is going to get that bloodbath refreshed on them. So that's nuts. That makes a lot of sense as to why I keep seeing that in all the builds. Okay, improved whirlwind, of course, reduce that cooldown, increase that damage. Unending fury is going to be really good overall in the same way. Increase the duration of blood rage as well. But the big thing here is that after using whirlwind, my next whirlwind has a reduced cooldown by 3 seconds. So it's all going to play together. We're going to get some enchants to reduce the cooldown of bloodthirst and whirlwind as well. But maybe the next thing I do is look up bloodthirst, right? Okay, I got everything. Now, if you remember correctly, last time we played, they changed all the dual wield talents into new things. Like, for example, this gives 10% attack speed and allows your offhand attacks to do full damage. I do like that change. The rogue equivalent is one which gives crits. So I think we go into that because I definitely want more crits. As you guys have always known, if you watch my channel, I love to go hard into crit whenever I can with any build, especially axe spec builds. So I guess we do go into deep wounds. I'm going to take 1 point for now. I don't know if I need 3. I can also go into blood frenzy now that I have deep wounds, which is 4% more physical damage, which is never bad. I can also take all of the talents that require me to use a 2H weapon, like two-handed weapon spec in the red tree, 3% more crit and physical damage, and then we can go into the arms tree for the same one, and we also get the exact same effect, but also 20% reduced threat. Yeah, these new reworked talents are kind of crazy, dude. They're ridiculous. So I have 24 more talent points left. So I guess we have to go into enrage, right? Because enrage gives me 10% more melee haste and 10% more physical damage just by keeping up the blood rage, which we're going to be doing pretty innately with a blood rage build like this. Oh, I really like the way this looks now. Fervor, is that new? It's kind of new, I think. I think this used to be like Berserker Stance Mastery. Oh, wait, no, that's right here. Well, anyway, Fervor increases my chance to hit, but it also gives me 3% more crit. So if I do this, I'm actually going to be hit capped, right? On 1 off. Oh my god, dude. But it's pretty good, right? 43% crit. What the hell? Now, I could see me going into an oldie but a goodie once again with Cruelty, 5% more strength and 5% more crit. Once again, going hard into the crit. We're almost 50% crit, dude. What the heck? Maybe at this point, we just go hard into anything that gives me attack power. If you look at this right now, even though it's not popping up, I do have it. The 6-piece set gives me 2,000 more armor. Plus, we're using full plates. So if I go into armor to the teeth, that's going to be 3 attack power for every 150 armor. We could double down on that in the subtlety tree, go for deadliness, which is 6% more AP. I have 5 talent points left, so I really have to think about this. Okay, well, I do know I want impale for sure for 20% more bloodthirst damage. So I have 3 talent points left. I'm not really sure where I put them though. Or I don't know, maybe I do just fill out deep wounds, dude. And maybe I put this last point to like hit rating or something just to push me over the edge. We can put it into something else later once we get better gear. So I was thinking maybe resolve, right? So it's 1% more strength and stamina and 1% more hit. That's not bad. That hit caps me. That gives me a little bit more strength. I'll take that. Okay, so it's 1600 AP. But when I use Rockbiter, I go up to what? 2000 AP. Wow, dude. I will take that. And like I said, we are using that Severance, so let's go ahead and get our enchants ready as well. So I was looking through different Titanic Mutilate builds just for inspiration to see what people are doing right now, and I came across this PvP one with a decent amount of upvotes. Turns out it's based on my build from back in TBC. That was pretty cool to see. I do think I'm going to be going for a Herald's Legacy one for now. I could use Counterpoise, but I want to see if this is any good. We could switch to Counterpoise if we have to. But I've basically got everything ready. I just want to farm one of the brand new blue enchants that came out a few months ago. So I saw people using this, and it looks really, really good. So if we look up Bloodthirst, right, you can see all these brand new ones. Gigantic, Elemental, Fighters, and Draconic. I think I want to go for more crit, and I saw people using Draconic Bloodthirst, so every time I Bloodthirst, I'll have a chance of giving me a lot of critical strike rating. So, how do I get that? Well, I either kill dragons for Draconic, or Gigantic is the same thing, I can kill a giant for that. So the meta has changed a bit since I last played Titanic Mutilate, because I'm not seeing as many people go for the cooldown reduction on the Whirlwind, or the Bloodthirst for that matter, and they seem to be doing quite well with it, so that really does intrigue me, to be totally real with you, because the real question to me becomes why? Why don't we want to reduce the cooldown on these anymore? Is it just good enough without it? Oh, by the way, I also have this Fox mount now, which came from a seasonal reward. Ooh, stuff is dead. Okay, there we go. Black Wormkin. So let's see. Can we kill stuff fast? I'm just curious. Okay, Whirlwind. It's not actually dying as fast as I would have assumed. Okay, but it is dying easily, you know? All right, there we go. Bloodthirst, Whirlwind. These are elites, by the way. It's not like I'm killing normal mobs and they're not dying. I guess the DPS is not too bad. I wonder, do you even Titanic Mutilate anymore? Like, that's the Mutilate ability you get right here, but most people skip this and just go Bloodthirst, Whirlwind with this build. So Bloodthirst deals 5% more damage per active combo point, and dealing damage with Whirlwind triggers Blood Rage immediately, which is really, really good. So it turns out I only really care about Titanic Mutilate if I'm going to need that extra Bloodthirst damage. So on these mobs where they die fast, it's not a big deal. But let's say I want to kill that giant scalding drake right there. Okay, there we go. Now it's actually fighting me. I literally wasted the cooldown sad. So I'd go for the mutilate twice. Maybe theoretically you'd want to go for it actually 3 times to get 5 combo points. Although I think I just saw a little bit of a problem with the spec right there. Maybe I do want to put 3 points into the subtlety rogue tree to get honor among thieves. This allows me to immediately guarantee I have 5 combo points with titan mutilate. Although in all honesty, it looks like there's nothing I can really replace that easily for something like that. So I guess we just have to move on. Maybe we just have to make sure we get off a 3rd mutilate. And that shouldn't be too bad, to be honest with you. Now I can also build up stacks for Herald Legacy real quick and remind you guys what that does. We'll pull this guy. You can see I can use the Herald's Legacy right here. And boom. It's like a Blade Storm kind of. And you can actually stack up how long it lasts based on just playing your class. So maybe that'll be good for M+, or maybe we'll end up replacing it. All right, so far, no Draconic Bloodthirst, though. Okay, I found more dragons, guys. Don't despair. More dragons have been found. Let's go for it. I guess I don't actually have to Blood Rage myself most of the time. That's because, obviously, just whirlwinding makes it happen. Let's just pull a lot of stuff. Oh, crap. They're all ranged. God damn. Okay, it's gonna be fine. The big dragon too, go for the mutilate. Oh, I got those combo points. Oh, I forgot. Combo points aren't built on the mob anymore. Yeah, they changed it to be like retail where you just build combo points in general on yourself. So actually, this makes this spec so much better. Oh, I'm starting to freaking understand, guys. I'm starting to understand. Like, I'm still going to toss out the mutilate just when I have everything on cooldown while I'm farming mobs. But I guess in a dungeon, you really wouldn't have to care too much about that. And it's just going to flow really nice. But as you can see, there's a moment where everything's on cooldown. Okay, first one, Draconic Whirlwind. It's not Bloodthirst, so we're going to keep farming, I guess, right? Part of me still really wants to reduce the cooldown on Whirlwind. I might be able to fit it in, you know, so I'm really thinking about it. I feel like when everything's popped and we're keeping up that bloodbath, it's just going to get crazier, dude. Okay, so I think I'm remembering the rotation now, right? So you Whirlwind first, and then you're going to get that proc off the Blood Surge. You go for the double Bloodthirst, and by then, you will be able to Whirlwind again. As you can see, it's actually working in that regard. So just literally changing my keybinds around so I have that muscle memory built seems to work out really, really nicely. But I'm really noticing this combo point thing. Like, look how every guy has 5 combo points. What a nutty freaking change, dude. I know that happened like 4 months ago too, but understanding the full ramifications of some of these changes really takes a lot of playtesting if you don't already just have it slammed in your face all the time, which I obviously did not when I switched over to other servers for a little bit, right? Oh, there we go, Draconic Bloodthirst. By the way, Bloodthirst feels a little bugged right now. Like I'm critting 351s with it. Look at this. That's not normal. Okay, so I'm gonna figure out this Bloodthirst bug because I know this can't be normal, right? Like here's a Fire Beetle and watch my Bloodthirst damage. 306 crit. What the frick is even that, dude? So yeah, he says maybe try relogging and unequipping and equipping my gear. Okay, I guess. Okay, relogging fixed it, and I'm gonna go ahead and open up my cache for strength. Do we get anything good? I get extracts. I get an Ember Fury Talisman. A bunch of garbage, it looks like. Gauntlets of Wrath, but it's for tanks. Yeah, that was completely pointless. We're gonna vendor all that.
2 hours later.
Okay, so I did some quick BGs just to get my 6 set with the PvP gear, item level 86 right now, so we can hold on to that and maybe look into doing some high risk later on. I doubt there's going to be anybody out there, but we can try. For now, though, I want to push my key, so I got it up to a +10 when I was playing Blood and Guts. I'm forming a group right now because nobody knows my name, and I just love this. One thing I'm really hoping for is that when the new league comes out, people use their new group finder stuff because it's so good. But as you can see, here is where everybody's group should be, and there's no groups right now, so nobody's even using it, man. But it would be so nice because even when people do know my name, I can still easily find groups, and I don't have to like worry about world chat shenanigans from using my name right in public. So I'm gonna find one more DPS, and we are gonna push this key, bro, and see how far we can push it for now. There we go, guys. A +10 3-chested. I am very happy about that, and I dominated the entire freaking time. I can put up on the screen right now, like the DPS was insane. I was able to get over 10k DPS on these pulls, and that felt so good just to come back to Ascension, immediately feel powerful. I'm really in this one, guys. I really like it. It's really solid with the combo points carrying over mob to mob, and also the bloodbath is as good as I thought it was going to be. You whirlwind, it spreads it, you whirlwind again, you can start to refresh it, and it really adds a huge amount of damage in a way in which I could have never expected, considering the fact that when I played this, bloodbath wasn't in the game. So I loved that, dude. Now I doubt we get anything good, but I do have a Dire Maul East 13 now. But do we get any good gear? It's not likely, to be honest with you, but we'll try anyway. Holy crap, I actually did get something. It's literally only a tiny upgrade. I have a +4 on right now. I just got a +10 variant of the same crossbow. I'll take it. Now, I'm looking at this, and it looks like this pendant of celerity might actually be better as well. It's a little bit more crit and armor pen, which is wonderful for me. I lose a little bit of hit, but I should be fine. I'm like right over the hit cap. And I lose spell power, but I gain attack power. That's obviously going to be better, I'm assuming. Now, the only other thing I got is this Blisterbane wrap. This does look to be a straight downgrade, I believe. So, okay, but at least that's 2 items. I did not expect that, like I said. I'll take it, man. So, great performance, and actually got items from it. Dude, I just watched this one video. It just popped up on my recommended on my Mcdoubles YouTube account. It was this video right here. It says Wreckful needs help, and I've only spoke about Wreckful a couple times because I don't ever want to feel like I'm clout chasing after the horrible thing that happened, which is that he's no longer with us. But I actually was addicted to watching his streams and stuff. I watched everything he ever did while I was growing up, and he's actually a big reason that I ever did content to begin with. I was actually kind of hoping I'd at least like meet him or be able to see him someday, especially if I got into this kind of work, right? And now he's gone. But right now we're on Naxx, the Plaguebringer, and I don't remember the fight going this way, so maybe Heroic has slightly different mechanics. On normal, this was super easy. I don't even remember doing anything. I think he just got insta-gibbed. But now we're all in a corner. Some dudes spawned to attack us, and now we're back on Naxx. So we're gonna go for this guy. Smack him with the Whirlwind, go in there for the Mutilates, go for the Bloodthirst as well, go for the second one, into another Whirlwind. It's such an easy spec to play, dude. Such an easy spec to play. Dude, I watched that guy play Smite, Hearthstone, League of Legends. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even. I don't know, it's just crazy. The brain just starts wandering, man. The brain just starts wandering. You know, I had a dream last night. I'm going to explain it to you guys, because it was crazy and I wrote it down. Actually, hold on real quick. Okay, so I brought it up on another monitor and I'm gonna have to abridge it for the sake of not letting like real life people have any names put out there or something like that. But I wrote my dream down because it was a nightmare. And I was like, I'm just curious what this means. So if you know how to like dissect dreams, let me know what's going on. So this dream, I called it the dream that had everything, right? So I had abandonment in the dream. I had family being very upset in the dream. I had reminders of things that happened in my childhood that weren't good between siblings. I had me hiding in the dream, by the way. It was child Mcdoubles in the dream, crazily enough. I had disappointment in the dream. I had me failing college with a failing grade, which, by the way, never happened in my life. I passed college perfectly fine, got my master's degree. Overall, it wasn't that deep. I don't feel like I tried that hard. I'm a firm believer that anybody can basically get a college degree if they want to. So I don't know why I have these constant, it is pretty constant, I would say, by the way, but these constant dreams of failing in college specifically. And it's always a repeat, by the way. Like, I'll actually continue dreams from like 4 months ago. Never remember them until I dream about it again. And then lastly, I had medical problems that imply somebody in my family might die. So tell me what all that means and why I had all of it in one dream. That'd be nice. I could use some help in that regard. Okay, what do we got? Okay, a bunch of doo-doo. And then we have Desecrated Wasteguard. So this is the heroic version. I'll go for both. One of the things I haven't experienced yet in my life, and I don't want to experience it, but at the same time, you know that it would be beneficial to experience it when you're younger rather than older. But that's a family member dying. Like a close family member that you actually know and they're in your life. So actually, I know it's so cringe probably to some of you, but Wreckful's like the only friend that's actually died. I know it's crazy because I never knew the dude. I was only in his Twitch streams and stuff like that, and in his chat, let's just say, when I was a kid. Like between the ages of like 16 to like 22, dude. Like it really was a long friendship, man. But it's kind of like when people say that when their pets die, they go to like Rainbow Bridge or something like that. I hope Wreckful's in Rainbow Bridge, bro. You know, whatever the equivalent is. I hope that dude's playing World of Warcraft. I hope in heaven he's no longer banned. I wish Blizzard never banned him. I know that took a freaking toll on him. And I hope that he's like getting, you know, glad and in heaven, dude, and just freaking destroying it on stream. And his chat's just full of positivity, and everybody loves him, and nobody's being mean to him, you know what I mean? Because I really do feel like people just forget sometimes online, and it's easy to forget sometimes, I guess, when you're dealing with certain people. But we're all human beings that do this stuff online, you know what I mean? It's not just like a persona necessarily, or a company or something. I think like the more money somebody makes, and the more crazy they become in that regard, the harder it is for people to relate and care. But even Wreckful, like that dude was loaded. He was loaded, yet he was still real. Isn't that something, dude? That's the real lesson right there. He had everything. All right, Hygen the Unclean. I'm gonna stop talking about that stuff now. Like I said, it just randomly came up, so to me it's almost like a sign that I'm supposed to say something. Do we get any loot? I didn't get anything off the last boss, sadly. Leg Plates of Courage. That's actually so awesome looking. but we're just gonna pass on that. And a spell power necklace. Nope. Okay, we didn't get anything off this boss, guys. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. There we go. Finally won something. Desecrated gauntlets, heroic. So you know what? We can replace what we've got and just get a heroic version of it. I'll take it. Over 90 item level, I'm sure. So I was actually able to broker a deal. See, I already have the T3 gloves. I don't really care too much about the upgrade, but it was nice that we got the token. However, my trinkets are complete duty right now, like awful. So this trinket dropped, and it's 30 crit, which is really nice. And every time I do melee damage, I get 5 attack power up to 50. And I thought I really want that. So with a little bit of finagling, I was actually able to basically end up getting rid of my hand guards and getting this trinket. And then I also made 100 G as well. I thought that's actually pretty smart. So we are going to get a lot of fun gear to do what I really want to do in life, which is Mythic Plus, you know? So there's this one guy in my raid, and he's using a Titanic Mutilate build, but he plays it in a completely different way that I've never seen before. He's actually using the Titan Mutilate as his main ability. In fact, it looks like it's the only thing he's doing at all. It looks like he does occasionally Storm Strike and stuff and Whirlwind, but it's like 50% Mutilate if you include the fact that the Mutilate is what he's probably macroing Cleave to. That's super interesting. He's like first place DPS, dude. Of course, his gear is absolutely insane, so it's so hard to figure it out, dude. It's so hard because the gear is so crazy in this Ascension game, man. A few item levels or a set bonus can just like wildly tip you over the edge. However, I am going to save a screenshot of his damage breakdown and see if maybe I can toy with that. Okay, that was crazy. So just randomly, the tank went offline. He never came back, and we're all just disbanding now, which I guess is fine. Honestly, like when it comes to raiding for me on a personal level, it's just a loot pinata for me. I don't really get any personal enjoyment out of raiding or like figuring out the mechanics. I do like to be a part of a group sometimes and shoot the shit with people and do it, but considering like the YouTube channel stuff, it's harder for me to make that happen. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day though, and they were talking to me about how on retail WoW, they actually really enjoy understanding the mechanics and like learning raid mechanics. And I was explaining how the reason that I quit retail was because I got to the first raid and I was bored out of my mind. I couldn't care less about the mechanics. All I wanted was the loot, but the raid fights took like 8 minutes on like average, right? So it's like, oh my goodness. One thing I like about old school raids is like half the bosses are like really quick if you know what you're doing, and even if you don't. So it literally is a loot pinata. That's actually what I like about Mythic Plus though. It's like it's a shorter thing and the mechanics are a little bit more interesting to me, and you actually feel like you're competing in my mind because there's like only 3 other people really besides the tank. It's just 3 DPS, right? There's not like 15 guys. To me, it's like just as competitive but a little bit more compartmentalized. I like it. I don't know. Okay, let's do a plus 22, guys. I think that'd be a really cool way to end the video. We haven't done a 22 yet on Ascension in Season 8, I think. All right, let's make it happen. We are starting Dire Maul West. That's a pretty fast and easy one, too, which is really nice. So right off the bat, I go for a Whirlwind and just start towering, which is nice. If I lose to one guy in DPS, I'll be fine. I just don't want to be the guy that comes in, like, dead last. But, like, this is meant for M+ and, like, awesome AoE. So, as you can see, already starting off in first place DPS. God, that feels so good. Look at all these crits. I currently have 57% crit. So, I have 5 combo points, so I don't have to think about it too much because it stays with me forever, as I said. Go for that Whirlwind. Dude, we are just towering in DPS in this plus 22. That makes me feel good because I want to go higher than this really bad. And since M+ is my jam, like, I always try to get a good M+ spec. And this is a good M+ spec, dude. A little worse on the single target with this version of TG Muti, but absolutely dominates on every other aspect of the dungeon. You know, typically I'm not a big trash guy, but when it comes to M+, I do really enjoy the meta of trying to do the most damage on trash. To me, it's actually the more enjoyable aspect between single target with bosses or, you know, again, multi-target AoE on the trash. I do think my brain is made for, like, Diablo type of games. It's just Diablo games, as far as I know, don't have DPS meters, and there's no way to really track how good you do. Could be wrong, but maybe you guys could tell me if Diablo 4 will have something like that. So you can see Bloodbath here. I spread the Bloodbath on everybody with Whirlwind, right? So if I go for another one, you can see it renewed it on everybody. Isn't that freaking sick? And the DPS just skyrockets, man. It absolutely skyrockets. We can hunger for blood when we have the bleeds up as well. It lasts 10 seconds as I predicted it would. I have hit some pretty nutty bloodthirsts, but we'll have to see if we can make one of those happen with... Oh, there we go, 19,000 with Here Comes the Big One. You can hit way higher. I know I've hit way higher before, especially in TBC. But 20k just kind of like out of nowhere is pretty fun, I won't lie. The number is just so much more massive than everything else you're used to. So the strategy is obviously to get 100% enemy forces right, but what I also want to do is I think we're going to take one of the bosses down here. We're going to skip the boss upstairs after that. Maybe we take 2 bosses down here. Then we go Imulthar and we go Helnarath. And then we go last boss. I think that's the strategy. I'm trying to remember because it's been a hot second. But yeah, I think that's right. So you can see I'm like 7-ish, maybe 6.5k DPS by the time we end this. Just super casual. And it seems perfect for a 22 right now. So I guess I do outgear this content. Maybe in the 30s, we'll start meeting our maker with our current gear level and enchants. But I'd be cool with that. Like, I kind of want to do something like that soon. Like I said, I do want to play Darkmaster, but maybe after we attempt that build, we come back to this guy and we just see if we can pump even further. It's just too fun to pass up, to be honest with you. And like, this is the thing I was really craving with Duskhaven, because the M+ left something to be desired. Okay, so this went horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I can show you what happened right here, but essentially we had a bad pull and we kept wiping. All my stuff broke, and just now it was revealed to me that one of the partners of my party actually had a repair bot. So I was able to personally repair, and hopefully we can, you know, we're gonna one-chest it, but that's why it went so bad, okay? Climbing my way back up on the DPS meters after starting this fight with literally all broken gear. Maybe with this bloodbath coming back up, we could take it back. I think we can. A whirlwind to come up and spread it. There we go. Nice. Another bloodthirst. Can I not die to that purple poop on the ground? We gotta pull these guys away from that, I think. Okay, it's okay. We're back on Imulthar. If I come in second on this boss, it's not a big deal. It's not a huge deal. Oh, wow, we wiped. Holy crap, this is going crazy bad. Like, it started so strong, but... Okay, we made it through. First place at the end, 6k DPS on that boss. I'll take that for sure, and we do at least get something. Can we at least make this worth our time and we get something usable? Dude, really? A fist weapon? Dude, you don't even know how many times I got Willie's back scratcher. Oh my god, before I started this video. It was at least 3. I literally will never use a fist weapon with 20 stam. Okay, well, it's okay, guys. Listen, I'm actually going to do the giveaway from the very last Ascension video, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And by the way, this is apparently what I look like without my Mog on. It turns out when you repair, it actually takes your Mog off for a second. So, hey. All right, guys, I'm going all the way back to my very last Ascension video, and I'm putting in that YouTube link. I do have a giveaway that I've got to give to somebody from that video. So let's pick a winner, and there we go. That's a big one, and so obviously this guy deserves it. I hope he still plays Ascension. If he doesn't, he's going to get something big anyways, so when he comes back, he's going to be lit. I got this LRE the other day, but I haven't had the time to play around with the build. Been mainly playing around with Steward of Eternity, and I think the RE he's talking about is my Frost Healer build, right? Anyway, he's enjoying Steward of Eternity for the most part, but he's leery of the DPS-based healing spec, but he thinks it might be beneficial to make it to where you can weave in normal heals with your damage healing spells and stuff. I think that's true. As always, he says, thanks for covering all these new LREs. No problem, dude. His in-game name is Marzog. Okay, I'm on my Mcdoubles guy, and first of all, let me put this up on the screen. Marzog is going to be getting all the transmog stuff from Cravo, so thank you, Cravo, for sending that to my healer. And I've got a bunch of stuff to give away, as you guys can see. But Command actually sent this a really long time ago, and so I've got to give this away first. So you're also going to be getting a seasonal achievement book, Book of Artisan, Dealer Draft Deck, Vanity Collection Sync, both the feathers, I guess. Hey, I say we just give you all of it, dude. It's your freaking lucky day. All right, Marzog, so it's been a long time coming, but you won. Grats, dude. Here's everything, and I gotta send you another thing of mail real quick as well with a couple XDs in it, just to give you the last couple things. And there you go, GG, bro. I will do another giveaway for Ascension in this video. If you want to win it, leave your in-game name in the comment section below, and you'll have a chance of winning something in my next video. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like and a subscribe. Major thanks to all the members of my channel. Love and appreciate you guys, but I'll see all of y'all in the next one. Mcdoubles out.